Welcome back in Radio Row, Super Bowl 51. Our coverage is brought to you by Corona and Corona Light. And now joining us is New York Giant running back Rashad Jennings and also Elizabeth Killinger from NRG, the EVP. Rashad, first off, how are you?
I'm great. I'm honored to be here at Super Bowl. It's a fun experience, so I'm good.
All right, let's take care of business first, and we'll bring in Elizabeth a little bit later on in the conversation. The Giants this year, everyone thought their offense was going to be a sensational unit, and the offense did not meet the standards of Ben McAdoo and yourself probably as well. What happened with the Giants offense? Because you guys have the talent, and it's an enigma to me why you weren't that productive this year.
Yeah, we obviously we had some moments where we were very successful, but they were being overshadowed by the things we didn't do so well. We have a plethora of talent on the offensive side of the football. I mean, from all the personnels, from all the positions, and obviously we got a heck of a guy that engineers us all, in Eli Manning. So it was a disappointment that we did not average, well above 20 points a game how we wanted to and needed to through the course of the season. But I'm not going to downbeat us. I mean, we did play ball. We won 11 games as a unit, as a team, and everybody had to throw in their effort to get that. But to get where we want to go, obviously, to be able to be one of the 32 teams that play in this game coming up this Sunday, we got to execute the little details, and that's something that we didn't do well this whole entire season collectively enough, and especially when it mattered the most. So that's something that we're going to have to make sure we address during the offseason, reflect, look in the mirror. Obviously, I'm going to look in my mirror only and see what I can bring to the table next year, the energy, the leadership to make sure, we're fighting for the Lombardi.
I know it's out of your control, but there's all these rumors. Will you be back with the Giants next year? Do you expect to be back with the Giants? What are you hearing on your end?
Yeah, of course I expect to be back. I got one more year on my contract. Obviously, I'm training and doing everything I possibly can to make sure that I bring my best foot forward for this upcoming season. Understanding how things moved and adjust. Now I can move and adjust with it. I know my skill set. I know my talent. I know my energy level to want to play this game. And every single year, my job is to make one GM right. And I'm excited, and I hope that's with the Giants again.
So how do you individually improve on your season this year to get the Rashad Jennings that we all know you're capable of next year?
Cut on the tape. I got every single run, every single block, every single catch, every single miss, every single special team play, which is an added value, that skill set that I bring to the table. Not every vet plays special teams and is capable of and willing to, like I am. And study it and understand and talk to the coaches about what kind of scheme are we going to have for the upcoming season and train for that specifically. There's no real secret to success other than working really hard.
I've always been a big fan of Shane Vereen. I think he's an exceptional back. You saw what he did with the Patriots, and if he could stay healthy, he's going to be a really great back for you guys with the Giants as well. You also have the rookie last year, Paul Perkins. Tell me about those two guys and what it's like to be on the same team as them.
Yeah, they're good players, man. You're talking about Shane Vereen as somebody who can catch it. He's known for catching the ball out the backfield. I think he can run a little bit more than people want to give credit for. And when he's on the field, defensive coordinator has to adjust, knowing that that's a guy that's predominantly able to catch and known to catch the ball out the backfield. Paul is a young cat, man, that's fast. He brings excitement to the game. He's going to continue to mature. I think he's going to be a good a pass protector out of the backfield. And also, his ability to make people miss is unique. And so he brings an added value to the backfield as well. And Orleans Darkwa, people don't talk about him a lot, but he's another guy that's a physical guy. I think he brings some consistency to how he plays the game. And we got a lot of backs, and you need that. And, I think you can very well see that when you look at the New England Patriots. They got a three-headed monster over there. And then when you look at Atlanta, they got a two-headed monster over there, and then another third guy that can play. So when we talk about backs, it's not. We're in the Super Bowl, and there's no team that has one back, and so that's why I kind of laugh from the outside when people say, "Oh, you're not the starter," or if you're not this, or you're not. Listen, this is a team sport, man, and everybody has to bring their skill set to the table, and trust me, that's what I'm going to do.
Rashad Jennings, Giants running back with us right now on the Zach Gelb Show, Fox Sports 920 The Jersey. I've interviewed Odell Beckham before. I've seen Odell Beckham, the way that he interacts with children. He's a good guy. He doesn't get that reputation all the time. He can't control that all the time. Do I think sometimes he needs to tone it down a bit with his emotions after the game? Yes, but the whole boat trip and everything that was brought up with that, I thought it was absolutely ridiculous. As a teammate, when you see that media frenzy from that, did you say anything to Odell Beckham Jr.? Was it the distraction? How did you view that whole boat trip before the playoff game?
You said it was ridiculous. What part of it are you saying was ridiculous?
I think the backlash. I didn't think it was a big deal. It's an off day. If he wants to go on a boat and party, let him go on a boat and party.
Well, I mean, listen, it's unfortunate just because of how it all unfolded. I mean, it's 6 days prior to. I'm going to tell you some things, some facts. The guy showed up on time, not just him, but everybody. Cruz, Shep, Roger, everybody that was there showed up on time. They practiced hard, just like they do every single week. They caught every ball, finishing down the field with high energy, just like they do every week. There was no distraction from the inside at all. I mean, the only distraction came from the media frenzy that developed. Now, if you 6 days prior to it, I don't think it affects the game. So, I mean, the question is, if you play, they go out there and dominate, have a dominant game. So then would you turn and ask me, hey, Rashad, should you go on the boat next week? Or should you travel? Or should everybody in the league travel? Just listen, that is silly, but obviously Cruz came out and said if he could rewind the tape knowing what he knows now, they wouldn't have did that. But I have so much respect for Odell, Cruz, everybody, Shep, Roger Lewis. They work hard. They're consistent in what they bring to the table. They're team players. And, it's just we live in New York under a microscope. So sometimes the things you do are going to get hazed. But, no, Odell's a great player, teammate. Going to continue to grow. And we don't look at that as a negative thing. But outside, yeah, it was a distraction from the outside, but not inside.
All right, you don't view the boat as a distraction, and I agree with you 110%. I even said on my radio show, if the Giants were to lose to the Packers, the national and main narrative, it's going to be, oh, he shouldn't have been on the boat. That's just lazy radio to me. It's stupid, and that's what a lot of people did. After the game, though, when he punches the hole in the wall, is that a distraction at all? And do you think that maybe when he loses, he needs to, and you should be upset when you lose, obviously, but maybe just tone it down a bit in that aspect?
What's it a distraction to? What's the focus now? In order for you to have a distraction, you have to be focused on something. The game's over. What's that a distraction to?
It's a fair point. I just wanted to get your take on it. Rashad Jennings joins us right now on the Zach Gelb Show. Ben McAdoo, I was so impressed with him as his first year as a head coach. As a player, what is it like to play for Ben McAdoo?
I love it. I had the privilege to be under his leadership as he was offensive coordinator for the last 2 years for the Giants. So I built a relationship with him, getting to know him as a coach, his semantics and how he teaches, how he coaches, the expectation he has on every single player. And there was no doubt when they were after they decided to let Coach Coughlin go, and I knew that Coach McAdoo had an interview. I texted him. I said, man, I really hope you get the job. And that's because I know what kind of leader he is. I haven't been with him for 2 years as a coordinator. He's a militant about his focus, and he has an expectation he puts on everybody. He earns the respect of everybody and also demands it. And his voice can actually command a room. That's hard to do. I mean, that might go in one ear and not the other, but inside the NFL locker room, being one of the 1,600 players roughly that could play this game, if you don't have a head coach that voice carry in the locker room, in a meeting, it's hard for them to be a leader on that team, and his does.
We have a lot of fans listening to you right now in Jersey, and they're getting ready for Giants football. What type of Giants team is the Giant fan going to see next year?
You're gonna see guys out there relentless. You're gonna see guys out there that want to fight. You're gonna see guys out there that have a bad taste in their mouth. You're gonna see guys up there that have collectively a good core of guys that were in the playoffs that lost. And that was the last taste that we have, and we want to make sure that we get to the dance, and this time not dance with 2 left feet.
I got one more question for you, but let me first bring in the beautiful Elizabeth Killinger from NRG. Elizabeth, first off, energy installations at NRG Stadium, Lincoln Financial Field, and then also MetLife Stadium where this guy plays. Tell me a little bit about the fine work your company does.
Sure. So we're a leading integrated competitive energy company, and we're passionate about giving consumers the chance to see and experience the energy solutions available. And so we have installed solar facilities at all these places. In the Giants Stadium, you can see the solar ring, which changes colors depending on the game. At NRG Stadium, where the Super Bowl will be played, you can see the solar above the bridges, above the ticket booth, and you can see portable power solutions on the go. So we're excited to power the game. It's in our hometown. In New Jersey is our headquarters, Houston is our headquarters, so it's nice to see the two come together to play the big game here.
I need your football expertise. Do you have a prediction on the game this coming weekend between the Patriots and the Falcons?
You know, I'm not going to predict the winner, but I can see bright shining stars with both sides to have a win by the Patriots or the Falcons. We consider it a win for the game to be played in NRG Stadium.
Nice to meet you. Rashad, just one more quick question before we let you on. Tell us what you're doing with NRG, and then also we need your prediction on the game this weekend.
I got you. So I'm partnering with NRG because there's a company and an idea that stands beyond just being on a billboard, just being on a stadium. You know, this is a company that's invested inside of our communities by giving a source of energy that does not just pull from electricity, and it's also making the price point available for the general public. And so that's something that I obviously could put my name on it. That's something that I can promote, and it's something that I'm proud to be a partner with.
Well, thank you so much. And real quickly, a prediction on the game?
Prediction on the game: the team that's going to win is whoever has the most points.
Okay, Rashad Jennings with us. Best of luck next season.
I appreciate it.
We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back right after these short messages as we roll along from Radio Row, powered by Corona and Corona Light.